Alex is a very sweet kid. In my mind, she was a perfect baby. She's just been very calm and collected pretty much her whole life. The diagnosis was on January 13th. She was 12, and about 8 weeks prior, she was messing around in her room and hit her leg on the corner door jamb. I heard her for about 2 days, and she played basketball and she played soccer. In the next 2 weeks, never complained of pain or anything, and I noticed that the swollen bump was still there. So we made an appointment for the very next day, and we went to the doctor. He kind of thought the same thing, that it was just maybe deeper tissue, that it was going to take a few more months. And then at the very end of the appointment, he said, let's just take an x-ray to rule out hairline fracture. That same evening, he called us. And he just said, this is not good news at all. So that night, we didn't tell her what the doctor told us, just because we were still kind of trying to wrap our head around it. But they moved so fast. We had an appointment the very next morning with oncology. And so the oncologist kind of didn't really give us a choice. We all three went in there, and she patted her on the knee and said, you're old enough now, so I'm not going to ask you to leave.
I'm glad that they did, because I'm older and I can understand more. Not at first, but then as it got on, I kind of comprehended it a little bit better. Just like about the chemo and like how long I would be doing it, and then what would happen after that.
She is amazing. I mean, we're finding out through this adversity that she has kind of been our rock through this whole thing. You know, they always told us that the kids were resilient. She proved it 150%. Just really a good, loving soul.
Me and Abby met Alex in 5th grade because we both moved schools to Cowan.
I met Alex in 2nd grade, and we were pen pals in 2nd grade, and then we've known each other since.
It made me like really nervous that she was gonna have to go through that, but I knew we were gonna support her the whole time.
Yeah, at first we were like kind of worried about Alex, and like everywhere she went, we were like, no, Alex, you need to stay with us. Like,
cause like when they found out, we were hanging out more, and they were helping me out more, so we came closer.
Like this happening just kind of like made me realize how much that we are like close together. Yeah.
They're a bigger rock for her, and not only the kids, but the parents have just been amazing through the whole thing. She would finish chemo, we'd say, she's coming home, and they'd say, what are we doing? And it didn't matter. I mean, they all have 3 or 4 things they do. They just stop what they're doing, they come over here, we go pick them up, and it's been 100% support the whole time. They've been amazing. We've had a few situations that come into our life through this whole thing that have been really amazing and have been blessings without a doubt, and Make-A-Wish is truly one of them. It's part of the silver lining through the whole cancer battle.
When I got there, we just talked about what I like to do and what kinds of stuff I liked to do, and asked me about what my wishes were.
And she kind of looked over at me, and I knew what it was. And she said, you know, a horse.
I've loved horses and riding them since I was little, and I want my own. Ever since I was maybe 3 or 4, I like begged my parents to ride. They thought it was a phase and that I would get over it, but I never did. And they gave me my first lesson for my 8th birthday, and I've been riding ever since.
Alex has ridden now with me for 3 years, and she's learned to walk, trot, canter, jump. She's competed. She's gone to horse trials, and her confidence has certainly grown in her athletic ability too. When Alex was diagnosed with cancer, Doug and Roxanne asked, will you help us? She wants to continue riding. And I said, oh, absolutely. I don't know how we'll figure it out, but we will. And So one of the activities I did was to take her to see the para-equestrians, and she's just sitting there watching. Alex looks over at me and says, "I don't know what I'd do if I didn't have my hands and my arms." And I said, "Well, you'd probably do just what you're doing now. You're figuring it out."
Just her pure determination to move forward. I mean, we literally sat in this room, sorry, and put it all on the wall, and with the pros and cons, and just laid it out there. 2 days later, she said, "You know, if I can't ride my horse, then I don't want to do knee replacement. I want to do the amputation, I want to get better, and I want to get on my horse and ride again."
She's confident. That's the biggest part, is that she's very confident, and that's what I loved most when she first started riding. I don't think she would prefer to be anywhere else but on a horse.
I really enjoy when I'm riding because I feel like it's really fun.
I don't think words can really describe how amazing it is, the thought of her knowing that something's coming like that. You know, she's getting stronger and stronger every day out of chemo, and we'd really like to thank everybody that has contributed in any way, the volunteers to staff. It's overwhelming, is what it is. But thank you is the best words that I can think.
Even though it's like hard, you have to keep going to get through it, to get on with the life that you want afterwards.